Today we're going to make beef and vegetable soup. I have bought a package of stew meat, but I had him take it back and cut it into smaller pieces because my crock pot is small and I don't want it filled with huge pieces in there. I have just cut off the tops of my celery and washed it, and I just chopped that little bit up. And I had half an onion and I diced it, but that's a little bit too much, so I'll save it for the next meal. Right here we have my mini rice cooker started, and no, I'm not going to use this in there. I'm just using it to get it out. We're going to brown up some meat here. I've got some olive oil in here. I don't know how much to put in there. That piece didn't get chopped up. It's too big. I think I have too much. Maybe. Let's see. See, I have about that much, and I'm going to brown it. Let's turn that on high. I think that ought to be enough of those. And today what I'm going to use, I took about almost a tablespoon of Better Than Bouillon roasted beef base, and I put it into hot water here. I just didn't stir it, and now the water's cold probably. I am going to use my dehydrated vegetables. I did have dehydrated onions, but I only had a few and I didn't want to use them for this. I have my peas and carrots right here. I'm going to add some corn. And I really wanted diced potatoes, but I'm going to add some of these dehydrated ones, and I'll add those after it gets to cooking. I'm going to probably put mushrooms in it just because I have some left in the jar before I open a new jar. Probably put garlic in it. Might even do some parsley at the end. Okay, I have plugged in my EcoFlow solar generator, and it's at 95%, and with the crock pot on and heating, it's 135 watts. Now it'll probably click on and off as it gets hotter, and we'll check that out and see how it's going. And those are the items I'll be adding later. And I have some spices. I have some Harvest Blend seasonings, some sea salt, some pepper. I'm going to go ahead and add my celery and my onions in. I know that's weird to saute celery, but I'm going to with my meat for a few minutes so that it'll be all heated when I stick it into the crock pot. I just wanted to show you the meals that you can cook when you're living mobile as a nomad. Well, wait a minute. It helps to turn it on. It really helps to turn it on, and sometimes it needs the lid to have weight. When you take the lid off and it's not full enough, it goes to the keep warm. You have to remember to turn it back on. But I cook a lot of meals in this. I fry breakfast in it, bacon, pancakes, omelets, and I cook cakes in it, desserts. So if you only have one thing, I think I would have this. It's really a good thing to have. This is really good for when you're driving for long hours and you can just plug it in because it's really low wattage. I also have this little dipper. It's called a little dipper crock pot. I think it holds 2 quarts, I'm not sure. It's 80 watts and it doesn't go any higher. There's no temperature control on it. And this one here is 2.5 quarts, and it's got an off, a low, a high, and a warm. And it is, I guess it's 135 watts. Some of you probably wonder what model I have of the EcoFlow. I have the R600 Pro. It was a Kickstarter version that has the LiFePO battery in it. I have added water with my bouillon. And here is the meat that's sauteed. I didn't get it quite brown because I had too much liquid in it. But I'm going to add that now to the crock pot. And I'm going to put some seasonings in it. I'm going to wait to add the vegetables till at least an hour. I'm not sure when I'll add it. I would expect this would take 2 to 3 hours to get really tender for the meat. Oh, my hot pads are packed away for van life. I'm trying to get out of my house and sell it. Let's put this in here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to add about that much. Parsley's for later, silly. I want to put it on the top. Okay, I love pepper. Now, a lot of things already have salt in it, so I always go really easy on the salt till I know every ingredient I'm adding. But I don't think I have much with salt in it, except for the bouillon. Let's add Harvest Blend seasoning. I don't know if you can see that from there. Show the front too. Okay. I have some of my home dehydrated mushrooms I'll add in there. I don't usually measure. Hold on. I just kind of eyeball it. This is 1/3 of a cup. Let's see what we do here. And these are dehydrated, so if you're using fresh, you would use more than I'm using. I mean, measurement-wise. Okay, these are dehydrated peas and carrots. That's definitely not enough. So about a cup of that. I don't want moisture to get in here, so I'm going to close this. So that would be like adding 1/2 cup of carrots and 1/2 cup of peas that are dehydrated. Here's my corn. I love corn. Let's do 2/3 of dehydrated. I want this to be enough to eat more than one meal. Now I'm going to be doing some diced potatoes, but right now I don't have any. And I just wanted to try this using dehydrated instead of fresh, even though I do have fresh. That's not much. I put a couple extra cups of Better Than Bouillon broth in it because excess water was needed for the dehydration of the vegetables. So it's 6.5 hours. And let's test this and see what it's like. Ooh. Looks good. Next time, I will put the potatoes in sooner, because what I forgot is in a crock pot, it takes longer to cook the potatoes than it does the meat. So that's pretty good. You know, I just love that Better Than Bouillon. It just makes everything taste better. Thank you for watching.